Previously in Run Sailing, we explored Old San Juan and the two fortifications that used to protect the capital in Puerto Rico. We also made a visit to the Manatees Conservation Center in Puerto Rico. We still had a lot of things to explore in Puerto Rico, and our friends Chris and Marlene wanted to show us the Puerto Rican rainforest, El Yunque.
Moving on, driving to 8.8K, the tower, park and climb and see the view. And driving once again, two different ways to walk to Lamina Fall, and that is the one you can get nowhere.
There you go. Now he's happy. El Yunque is the national rainforest in Puerto Rico. It's located on the slopes of the Sierra de Luquillo mountains and span over 28,000 acres, making it the largest block of public land in Puerto Rico.
When you see this part of the leaf, it's because it's not going to rain. But if you see this part of the leaf on the tree, then it's because it's going to rain.
Oh,
that's
cool.
And it's because the wind just makes it turn over.
Yeah.
This is it right there.
The highest mountain peak in the forest is called El Toro and rises 1,065 meters above sea level. So this is the Yocahoo Tower, so overlooking the El Yunque rainforest. It's beautiful. Where are we going, Johan?
We're going up that hill to find a tower up there somewhere in the clouds. What was the name of the tower?
Mount Britain.
Mount Britain is called. Is that frogs?
Yes, that's the frog. Now you understand why it's called Koki.
Yeah.
The Mount Britain Trail is one of many trails in El Yunque. During the hike we heard plenty of cookies, which is a frog that had got its name from the peculiar sound. In Puerto Rico there are 16 different species of cookies, and 13 of these have been found in El Yunque. Oh! I got the things.
Yes!
La Mina is a waterfall in El Yunque and a very popular one. We walked down to get a refreshing swim after the hike up to Mount Britain.
That color.
No?
It's actually very nice and refreshing.
Marlene and Chris also took us to the Arecibo Observatory, which is a place I wanted to go to for a long time. For as long as I can remember, I've been interested and fascinated by the universe.
See it?
Let's see. Before seeing the telescope, there's a museum with information about the history of the observatory and about the universe. Many scientific discoveries have been made with the telescope, and it was also used in the 1974 SETI program to transmit the Arecibo message. The message was an attempt to communicate with extraterrestrial life and was transmitted from a telescope towards the globular cluster Messier 13, about 25,000 light years away. The Arecibo Observatory is a 305-meter single-aperture radio telescope. It was built in 1963 and was the biggest in the world until 2016. The signals from the telescope were so strong that the microphone of the camera got some bad interference. The observatory has been featured in many movies, for example in the James Bond movie GoldenEye and in Contact with Jodie Foster.
We had lunch outside the village Utuado at the Mesón Gastronómico Entre Montañas, which is a food truck with delicious food. A must try if you're in Puerto Rico.
I'm having a Greek Puerto Rican gyro with the that's it. What was it? Mamella, batata mamella.
Batata mamella, kind of sweet potato. While eating, a big group of people on horses passed us, and we were told that this is a local tradition during funerals. After the fantastic lunch, we went on to visit two cool caves.
You got 1, 2, and 3. These that you see over here, I don't know if you can tell, but they are smiling. Some people say that they were because they were made before the Spaniards invaded us. Maybe so, maybe not. Yeah, Spaniards invaded us in 1493. These were before that period.
After that, they didn't smile.
They didn't smile a lot, no. History of the Taino people in the island is a very tragic one. They got slave, they became slave of the Spaniards, and then they almost disappeared completely out of the island. Well, that's why they didn't smile anymore. But anyway, archaeologists don't know what this means because the Taino people didn't have a written language as we know it.
This cave was actually featured in the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
We got this one that should look like a sun. We got this creepy, not so happy Taino over here. And we got this guy over here. Some people say that he looks like Wilson from Castaway. Yeah. You know those ghosts, the waka 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 ghosts from Pac-Man? Well, there you go. Yeah, it's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Now we're gonna make our way out to the entrance of Window Cave.
The caves are full of bats, and that's why you can only use the flashlight towards the ground so that the bats don't get disturbed.
So you're gonna see vandalism all over, starting from this arrow over here, all the way to here. There are carvings, anything that you see on the walls that are numbers, names, or numbers, names, or letters, it's vandalism. Also, we got roaches in here.
Ooh, I hate them.
Yes. Roaches are the janitors of our cave. they get rid of all the guano remaining. Yes, they get rid of all the guano. Roaches can live without head for 2 days.
Ew! Oh.
Ooh, look at them. That was my umbrella.
Let me tell you something about roaches.
That is so cool.
Apart from being really ugly and nasty.
Stinky.
Yes, they are really sticky and nasty. Inside the cave, the roaches won't fly because it will make it easier for bats to catch them. So they are really smart, let me tell you. The roach is the only animal that can withhold that can survive a nuclear blast.
Yeah.
They can survive a nuclear blast, but they won't survive your shoe.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And this is it. This is the window. Wow, and I was just telling you about it. This is what happens when it brings it live. Yeah, it's just a white screen, and you just can't see anything. It will go away in a couple of minutes, but well, it's beautiful, ain't it?
Oh, yes, it is. And very refreshing.
Very refreshing, yes, sir, it is.
The view from the window cave was breathtaking. It was like looking at a painting, but even better because this was real nature.
Also, for me, it does look the same, yes, sir, but on the Vatican, the Pope drinks coffee from here, from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has a special contract with the Vaticano City to export coffee from Puerto Rico all the way to the Vatican since the 70s.
Wow.
Yes. If you haven't had your cup of coffee, have two, one for you, one for me. I'll get it for 5. So, no, but really, coffee from Puerto Rico is really good, really strong coffee. The Taino people, the Indians that used to live in the island, make their spears out of these roots. The Spaniards, when they ran out of paper, when they invaded us and they ran out of paper, they used these leaves to write on the leaves. Right now, on the archives in Spain, they got leaves from here, from Puerto Rico and from the Caribbean, with stories written on them. A lot of leaves.
Interesting.
And they come from this tree, from the cupay tree. It's really interesting.
On our way back to San Juan, we passed the 350 feet enormous statue, The Birth of a New World, which is a statue of Christopher Columbus. It's 45 feet taller than the Statue of Liberty, and the second highest statue in the world. After being turned down by several states in the US, it ended up in Puerto Rico. I'm counting all my bites on my legs. It's like you can tell them because it's like they're a little bit white in the skin. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's crazy. It's not the mosquitoes, it's those small flies that I don't know how they call them here. They are the worst. But anyway, we are leaving San Juan. It's 6 a.m. in the morning. It's early. It's still very calm. We hope it's gonna continue to be calm. Oh, there's a log in the water over there. Our stay in San Juan and Puerto Rico was great. We met so many nice people, visited a lot of places, and it's really an island with the perfect mix between big city life and beautiful nature. Our goal for the day was Isla Palominos, a small island outside the east coast of Puerto Rico. We arrived late afternoon and spent the night at a mooring ball that was free of charge.
now we're going to continue to Vieques. Over there. 25 nautical miles about.
Let's go. The wind was coming from east-southeast, and we had a really nice sail. Such a nice sail. I mean, this kind of sail is one of the best. Like beam reach, 13 to 15 knots of wind, good size on the waves. Me like.
This is how it looks after 2 weeks in San Juan Bay or the marina there. It's very dirty and a lot of growth even after only 2 weeks. This is the first time this happens. I guess we haven't been anchored in a really dirty place. Normally it takes a lot for the growth to start growing on the chain after just 2 weeks, but it's a lot. And yeah, it starts to smell really quickly in this heat, so we need to clean it off. A lot of work that needs to be done.
We sailed to Vieques to meet up with our new friends, Luis and Valerie. They were on a sailing rally with a group of boats from Puerto Rico. They arrived the same time as us and invited us to a party at the Hotel El Bloc.
Agua from Puerto Rico. We want to try it. Cheers.
Thank you for watching this episode. Please give a thumbs up if you enjoyed the episode and hit the subscribe button to see more. And stay tuned for next week's episode when we set sail to cross the Caribbean Sea.